Hey everybody, today we're going to be doing the review for your test, all about quadratics and Okay, so the first thing we want to do is identify what form is this equation in. So noticing that one of them is squared, we only have one set of parentheses and it's squared, I know it's going to be in vertex form. The next thing I want to do is label my A, H, and K. A is in front of the parentheses, it's a positive value. My H is going to be a -5 when I pull it out, and my K is -2. So make a little side note over here. H is equal to -5. Remember, your parentheses lied to you. And we just kind of answered the next question. We said that A is positive, and when A is positive, you are smiling, so it opens up, meaning you have a minimum. Your axis of symmetry relates to your vertex because it's going to go through the x. So x is equal to -5. So let's go ahead and plot our vertex. It is at -5, -2, so that point right there. And we have our axis of symmetry where it's going to cut our graph in half right here. Perfect. We just plotted our vertex, which we said was -5, -2, because it's in vertex form. Graph it, so we just need a couple more points. So I created a little table, so I'm going to plug -4 into our original equation. Okay, so I have that in the bottom corner over there. So I know that -4 plus 5 is 1. So I can square that, and I'm going to subtract 2 in a little bit, but multiply it by 2 first. So 1 squared is just 1, and 2 times 1 is 2. -2 is equal to 0. So when I plug in -4, I get a 0. So if I have that here, because I have an axis of symmetry, if I went 1 box to the right to get there, I need to go 1 box to the left. So that helps me graph that equation right there. So let's figure out the range. Our range is from, how low does it go? It goes to -2. And our y values have to be bigger or equal to, because it's opening up. That's our range. Your roots, well, we just found it, right? It crossed at -4, and we went 1 to the left, so -6. So there's 2 ways you could write it. So you could do -6, -4, but we're not going to put parentheses because it's not a point. It's a list of numbers. So there you go. And last but not least, we need to write the transformations out. So let's go ahead and do that. We moved to the left 5, so I know I'm going to go left 5. I went down from the origin, because remember we're talking about the parent function. So the vertex went down to left 5. And because our a value, the number in front, is positive, we didn't do any type of reflection, but it is a vertical stretch. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so for this next problem, we are in standard form, and I know that because there's no parentheses. So we need to identify our A, our B, and our C. Well, there's not a number in front of x squared, but there's really a 1 there. So that's our A. Our B is -8, and our +12 is our C value. Knowing that our A value is positive, we know that it's going to open up, meaning it has a minimum. And we can go all the way down to the range and talk about, because it is a minimum, we know it's going to be this part right here. Once we find our vertex, which is what we're about to do next, the y value of our vertex will be the same number. So to find our vertex, we know we're going to use the formula negative b over 2a. So our negative b, so it's a negative times another negative, which will give us a positive, over 2 times 1, which is just 2. Well, 8 over 2 reduces to the number 4. So we know our x value is 4, which means our axis of symmetry is x equals 4. So from here, what I need to do is anywhere there's an x in my equation, I'm going to replace it with the number 4. So I have that there at the bottom. So 4 times 4 is 16. Negative 8 times 4 is negative 32 plus 12. All right, let's clean this up. I know that 16 plus 12, 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 1 is 2. So 28 minus 32 is going to give me a negative 4. So I can put that negative 4 here. And because that's my y value of the vertex, I can put it here as well. So let's go ahead and plot that point. Okay, so now I need to find my y-intercept. My y-intercept, we are lucky because it is the c value always. And when we talk about y-intercept, we have to have 0 for x. So it is 0, 12, which is way up here. We'll just say it's up there somewhere by the 2. So we know we're going to end up crossing somewhere. And in order to find our roots, we need to actually think about this. So we're going to make a little table. So there's my table in that light blue color. We're going to do what we did for our vertex. And I'm going to plug in these numbers one at a time, and one of them will give me a 0. So I'm going to start with the number 1 because 1 is easy to work with. 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 8 times 1 is negative 8. Don't forget that plus 12. So 1 minus 8 is a negative 7 plus 12 is going to be equal to 5. So when I plug in 1, I get 5. Let's repeat that process. This time, instead of plugging in 1, we are going to plug in 2. All right, 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 8 times 2 is negative 16 plus 12. Well, I know 4 plus 12 is going to give me 16 minus 16, which is the 0 that we wanted. So what this tells me is that my graph is going to cross at 2, which means if it is 2 spaces away from my axis of symmetry, I need to go 2 spaces over. And if I was at 4, I'm now at 6. So my roots are positive 2 and positive 6. Again, I'm listing numbers, so I'm going to write it with the little curly brace, not parentheses. Let's look at one more. So for this graph here, we have to tell what kind of form it is in, and it is in intercept form. Okay, the next part is we need to identify the A, the P, and the Q. So our A is negative 2. Our P and our Q are what follows. Now remember, our original formula is x minus P. Because it's a plus 3, I know that my P is going to become negative because 2 negatives give you that positive. And my Q is 1. Which means our roots, which I'm going to graph in a second, we know our first one is at negative 3, 0, and the other one is at 1, 0. So you could write your roots this way, or you could write it like the way we were, negative 3, 1. With a little curly brace. So let's go ahead and plot those. So now what we need to do to find our vertex and our axis of symmetry is to find the midpoint. from -3 to 1. Well, I know that total distance is going to be 4. But if I take that 4 and I cut it in half, I get 2. So I just need to go 2 blocks over and from either direction, and I have my axis of symmetry. So our axis of symmetry is x equals -1, which means my vertex, the x value, is -1. Just like before, to find our y value, we are going to replace anywhere there's an x in that original equation with -1. Alright, so -1 plus 3 is going to give us a +2. Don't forget that -2 out front. -1 minus 1 gives us a -2. So let's deal with that first one at the end. 2 times -2 is -4. I'm going to do that work over here. And -4 times that -2 out front gives us a +8. So now we can plot that point. And that'll be somewhere down here. Alright, now that we know that, we can connect our dots, making it more of a U, but it's kind of skinny. Our domain is always all real numbers. You could write like that, or -infinity to infinity. Those are parentheses. And our range, how low did it go? Again, we can use our vertex for that. So the y value is 8, and it's opening up. So y is greater than or equal to +8. Alright, so for this problem here, they give us the vertex, which is hk, and a point, which is xy. We need to solve for a and write it. So what we're going to do, we're going to write out our original vertex form, just like we've always seen it, plus k. I'm going to replace all those numbers now into my equation. I know my y is 3. I'm going to have an equals an a that I don't know what it is yet. Square plus. Okay, so now I can fill in. My x was 2, my h is 4, my k is a -1. So now let's math it up. I still have that 3 equals a. 2 minus 4 is a -2. Square it, -2 times -2 is a +4 minus 1. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 to both sides, so that way I just have that 4 and the a right next to each other. And I'm just going to rewrite, I'm going to flip-flop it. And this is 4. I need to get rid of the 4 that is attached to the a, and I'll do so by dividing by 4, which means our a is equal to 1. I found that, so now I can plug that a back into the equation. So our final answer is y is equal to 1, because that's our a value, x minus our h, which is 4, square it, minus 1. One more. I'm just going to set you up for this one. We're not going to do it completely because it works the same way. You get an x-intercept, you get both of them, so p and q, and you have the point xy. You use your intercept formula where you plug in all your info. So 3 is equal to y. We don't know what a is, but we know x is 2, and we know our p is a -2. So 2 negatives give you a positive, and 2 minus 5. And then you would clean it up just like we did, find your a value, and then plug it back in. Good luck on your test.